had Wes Craven's 1972 horror, The Last House on the Left, starring Sandra Cassell, David Hess, Fred Lincoln and Lucy Grantham. This one I have never seen before. I acquired it about 7 years ago or so, but just never got around to watching it. So it's basically the story of two girls who go out and they get kind of kidnapped by these four criminals that are on the run, and they then get raped and murdered, and these criminals end up at the parents of one of the girls, and the parents through chance kind of realise that these people have done something bad to their daughter, and essentially go out for revenge and kill the four criminals. So it's like your victim revenge story, but with the parents doing it instead. But oh my god, you know what? It blows my mind to think that Wes Craven, who did this, did like the Elm Street movies, etc. Just I guess it's better than Straight Heads, which isn't actually saying much, but yeah, it's certainly not as good as, say, I Spit on Your Grave or something like that. It's it's only an hour and 20 minutes long, but God, does it feel like it drags. It's really slow, and you know what? You know, rape, murder, very awful acts, etc. But this movie does not make the two girls remotely, like, you don't feel sorry for them. And I don't mean that in a kind of they encourage it kind of thing. I don't mean that at all. I just mean there is nothing likeable about the two girls. And the whole, I always feel, I was kind of sat there just feeling like they were taking the mickey out of mental handicaps, because the four criminals, it's like three guys and one woman, they're just all a bit dim. And they're always just mumbling random stuff. I have no idea what they're going on about half the time. And that's the thing, the script in this is awful. It's not particularly well acted, and what there is, it's either mumbled or it's rather random, and I get that it's 1972. I get there were a lot of movies from around the same time. I kind of like this. This is very much like a B movie. But it just... So like I say, the girls aren't enjoyable. And the worst thing is you have these two cops. The most incompetent... Now, I don't know what the deal is. I know there's several similar movies with the same thing, where they like have a horror movie and then they try and inject this kind of comedy element to lighten the mood. But they have these two guys like running around really being shit and that, and even worse is they have this kind of yokel banjo music to accompany them when they're running around. You might as well just put the Benny Hill theme over the top of it. It's that slapsticky. They kind of get at the house just as the father is about to kill one of these people, and they're like, no! And that's it. And there's no real conclusion to the movie, but the whole thing drags. Like I say, it's just everything's drug out between, and I don't mean that in a kind of character development way, because like I say, I do not feel remotely bothered about the two girls, which sounds awful, but I just really couldn't give a shit about them. The baddies, you know, you have moments where they look actually kind of bothered by what they've done, and I'm like, wait, what? They're supposed to be this evil, these evil escaped convicts and stuff. Which you learn through a really awkward and badly placed radio kind of announcement that gives a huge exposition dump about these criminals. It just feels really, it's difficult because of course it's 1972. I'm comparing it against movies not only from around that time, but obviously since. There are a lot worse movies. And you know what, I actually didn't mind this. I guess you could put it, like I say, in the same kind of vein as I Spit on Your Grave. And, I don't know, it's just very difficult for me to watch this and believe that the same guy that did Elm Street did this. Because, Sam Raimi did Evil Dead, and that was like a low budget thing and yet that still worked. Now, on some level, this feels like a college student's film. And I don't know if that's what it was or what, but that's kind of how it comes across. But it just, I can't explain what it is. There's something about it that just really pisses me off. Like those problems and that. But at the same time, there's something about it that makes me respect it for its time. Because, a lot of the music is late 60s and that. I don't know how long it took for it to be kind of released and that. It just, I guess it's because there's worse movies. It just feels really, I think if it didn't feel like it was dragging so much, considering it's only 80 minutes long, it might not be so bad. But I just, so much of the acting is really bad, and especially the fight sequences and that. They're supposed to be beating up this girl, and it's just they're just lightly tapping her with their leg and stuff, just buh, buh. And I'm like, yeah. And I know, again, it's effects of the time and stuff, and I assume this didn't have a very good budget, but it just really sucked. It made me kind of want to go watch any other 70s horror movie other than this. And it just cracks me up. The case, I don't even know what the deal is with this building. I mean, you get the impression this is some kind of ghost movie or something. I mean, look at that house. And maybe I wasn't paying attention, but that is definitely not the house that's in the movie. That looks like some kind of mansion castle thing. This case is very misleading. To avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie, it's only a movie, it's only a movie. Worst movie ever. Well, not worst movie ever, but please, I've just put that down, I shouldn't have done that. Please just, I don't know, if you've got it in your collection, if you're a complete horror buff, check it out, because, especially if you've seen much worse horror movies, it's not the worst, so it's worth checking out. But if you're a casual horror viewer, if you're a casual movie viewer, just give it a miss. It's not worth your time. If you're after Wes Craven stuff, go for some of his other stuff, please. I would give this, 4 out of 10? Like I say, it is better than Straight Heads. I felt a lot more connected to the characters, and that's not so much considering how shit the script is. Yeah, just give this one a miss. That's The Last House on the Left from 1972. I'm sorry I've been rambling through this. It left me feeling quite confused and what the fuck did I just watch? That was tonight's movie. We'll be back again tomorrow. But for now, this is Sketch. Signing out.